Ever dreamed of getting a girlfriend? Well, let's take things one step further and bring her to your own house and start living with her. Wait, did we miss a few steps like dating and getting to know each other? Ha, in your dreams, pal. This is anime we're talking about, and anime can bring an alien girl to your doorstep and force you to share a room with her, even if you don't like her. What are we talking about? Well, you see. So without further ado, here are 10 anime where the main character is forced to live with a girl. Whoa.
例えばこんな彼女と
Discipline! Don't you love it when your headmaster wants to speak about it during the morning assembly? No? You never went to school? Oh, I'm so sorry, you uneducated weeb. But good for you, because this anime isn't about discipline. Family issues are always troublesome, aren't they? It happens to high school freshman Kazunari Usa, whose parents get a transfer abroad, and his mother makes him stay at a boarding house that provides meals for his residents. The problem is, the mansion is filled with weirdos. You've got a masochist, a girl who has terrible luck with men, a predatory college student, and of course among all of them is Ritsu, a senpai that he likes and admires. This anime takes the living together trope to a whole new level, and trust me, living together with weirdos is not such a weird thing after all.
これめっちゃ楽しそうじゃね
何してんのあの人
一蘭錦のまゆみお股がこすれて熱くなっても頑張ります申し訳ありません
What would you say if a waifu lands from the moon and tells you she arrived on Earth to meet Neil Armstrong? Based on the rather old visual novel of the same name, this story is about Tatsuya Asagiri, a boy who is forced to live with the daughter of the Moon Kingdom. I know, let me back up a little to explain things. So the moon has its own nation, cool, didn't know that. And after a long war, it has established peace with Earth and sends their princess Fina. Is it Fina or Fina? Whatever, moving on. In order to get more knowledgeable of Earth and its culture, Fina is now forced to stay at Tatsuya's house. And even though he has his problems about his first, he slowly starts to get attracted to this princess and even helps her dreams come true. You'll love this anime, but don't pray for the moon to send a cute girl to your doorstep, because I already did. Dibs on that. Too bad for you.
この顔もらった本日のベストショットじゃ助手おるかはい師匠
尻尾の先っちょ
弱点発見
What if High School DxD had monsters instead of demons? Then you'll get everyday life with monster girls. The government has been hiding a big secret. Human-monster hybrids are real. That's right. And also Area 51 is also real. Maybe. Actually, it's real. That's right. Centaurs, mermaids, harpies, all of them are real. And the government has been hiding it. Shocker. When they decide to reveal it, the agents also bring out a liminal named Mia to Kimihito Kusuru. Unable to say no, Kusuru lets Mia live with him, and the house turns into a mini version of Darling in the Franxx. This anime knows how to draw the line between ecchi and plot, I mean the real plot. You've got these cute moments, but also some genuinely hard-feeling moments when this main character without a spine manages to stand up for his monster girl and somehow manages to win at the end of the day because he's an anime protagonist. If you have a monster fetish, you know what to do. Watch this show, of course.
婚約の相手はダーリンじゃなきゃ嫌だもん私の初体験の相手は
お会いできる日を心待ちにしておりましたリリチオ様
What if you find out your neighbor is a demon? Inu X Boku S follows a sheltered daughter of a wealthy family named Ririchiro Shirakin. Riri wants to start to live on her own, so she moves into a high-security apartment complex where she finds out that her neighbors, as well as herself, are all half demons. I know, and you thought your neighbors were bad. What's also special is that each person in the apartment gets his or her own bodyguard, and even though Riri doesn't ask for one, she finds herself served by Soshimi Katsukami. Inu X Boku S is surely a rather weird anime, with everyone trying to destroy Ririchio's privacy. But those characters and moments are what make you fall in love with this show. I mean, what girl doesn't like to have Agent 47 as their bodyguard? Talk about pressure. Well, the title says it all, but this time it isn't about a grown-up couple suddenly deciding to go to school. It's the good old arranged marriage trope, hitting our main character in the balls, and his rival lands on his doorstep with a marriage certificate. That's stressful. Things take a more drastic turn for Hayato Izumi when he realizes that his rival Ui is going to be his fiance due to an arranged marriage by his parents. What? Ui comes to live with Hayato, and similar to Monster Girl, Ui isn't the good girl you think she is. She's evil! Not really. Well, Well, sort of. The only problem with My Wife is the Student Council President is that the episodes are too short. Otherwise, you get this nice and cute anime with comedy, ecchi, and wholesomeness jam-packed within its 10-minute runtime. It's so dang short. Why?
なぜもの必要がある
なんだお前なんで袖口から女が
Wait, living together isn't enough? How about living in the same body? I know, let's take it a step further. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, anime stepped out of bounds and ran wild with its premise by making one innocent virgin's hand a girl. No, don't rub your ears and remove your earphones because you heard me right. When the high school bully Seiji wakes up one morning, he finds his hand has been turned into the tiny body of Midori Kasugano. But just like every sane high school boy, he goes mad and tries to apply for surgery. But then he thinks, wait, I've been a loner all my life. Why not take this chance and live together? Turns out it isn't that easy, and you'll get plenty of laughs from watching their rather funny interactions. So the moral of this story is to be careful of your right hand.
Sawamura! 死ねー！だったらやっぱり今夜は止まっていくのかな。これは確認せねば。
It's kawaii. What more can I say? It was released recently, so you surely must have heard of it. If you didn't, let me recap the synopsis. It happens when a boy is killed by our most famous truck-kun, because that's how they all get killed, but at the last moment is saved by the beautiful girl. Our protagonist, Nasa Yuzaki, confesses to her, and the girl agrees to be his girlfriend only if he marries her. And that's not even the weird part. I know. It comes when the girl appears at his doorstep on his 18th birthday with a marriage form. Now, what I said might be too unrealistic, and I believe that's the problem with this anime. Stuff is too unrealistic. You got the perfect girl, the perfect marriage life, and the perfect slice of life incidents that will make you feel wholesome like a teddy bear. Is too dang good. But sometimes being too perfect can make you feel wholesome too. Watch the anime, you'll know why.
待ってくれ。君の言いたいことはわかる。僕も見てしまったものを見ていないなんて言い訳はしない。だから僕も脱ぐからおあいこってことにしよう。
Being a roommate with a girl isn't an easy job, believe me, I know. Especially if the girl is a tsundere. Oh, and when you barge into the room at the wrong moment on your very first day, that's when your roommate challenges you to a battle, at least in a fantasy world. But Iki gets a room with a girl named Stella soon after his transfer, leaving them both in a difficult situation. Stella challenges him to a fight, but it seems that this failed night is not so weak after all. Since she failed the challenge, Stella now becomes roommates with Iki. But as I said, that's not a good thing. This means a lot of slaps to the face, the word pervert thrown around a million times, and of course, awkward room entrances. Chivalry of a failed knight knows how to combine action plus romance really well, and even though the first few episodes are cliche, it soon turns into this unique action romance anime that will grip your heart and hit you in the balls really, really hard and ask you why there isn't a second season yet.
最近ちょっと胸がキツネ
あのですね
This time, our main character isn't forced to live in a girl's dome. In fact, he becomes the owner of an all-girls apartment and now needs to cope with whatever the girls throw at him. The guy here is Kitaro Urashima, a boy who owns his grandmother's apartment named Hinata House and must deal with its issues while also facing his university exams. Here he meets Naru Narasegawa, a girl who excels at studying and also has a fiery temper, I love it, and beats the hell out of you if you get on her bad side, I love it even more. Kitaro now has to live with Naru, also while finding answers to a mystery he had in his childhood. Love Hina is one of those old anime that gave inspiration to many of the harem anime you see nowadays. Watching it now, some of the incidents may feel too cliche and boring, but survive through that and you can see where most harem anime writers gained their inspiration from. Besides, these girls can call tanks from World War II when they get pissed off. How cool is that? It's really cool.
おはよう
Finally, the #1 anime. It started off as a funny comedy anime of one guy trying to teach a girl about social boundaries, but it ended with everyone crying even without knowing why they are crying. I don't know why I'm crying either. This time the main character isn't forced to live with her, but he has to do everything from dressing her to feeding her and everything else in between. The pet girl of Sakura Hall tells the story of Sorara Kanda, who is kicked out of the dorms for keeping a stray cat. He's transferred to a dorm reserved for the most troublemaking students, and even though he is annoyed, things change when the girl named Mashiro Shina gets a transfer. Since the girl is is not capable of doing anything on her own, so Rara transforms into her caretaker. Oh, that's so nice. The anime shows how weird romantic relationships can get, and not only the main character is forced to live with the girl, but he is forced to take care of her as well. But behind that is a good psychological anime, and shows the growth of characters inside this weird dome. If you want to see all of what I've just said, then give this show a watch. It's really good. I'm not kidding.